Alrighty. Hello and welcome everyone to something a little different. So this would be episode 5 of the F1 GTR World Championship, but it is not. Even though I already did race 5, it was at El Capitan. It went terrible and I finished last. I came to the realization that to compete against solely LMP cars, either this thing would need a turbo, or I'd have to use some other car. And I decided I'd rather use some other car because this one was starting to piss me off a little bit. So what you're gonna see is me be dumb. Is me do some testing. And we're gonna take the F1 GTR around the lovely Tokyo Route 246 track without nitrous, a no nitrous lap on the racing softs, and then we're going to test a couple of race cars that I'm interested in using, and we're going to see how the lap times compare. For a car to be considered useful or possibly usable, it will have to set a time better than that of the McLaren F1s. Alright, well, looks like 124.315 is the time to beat. I did use a teeny bit of nitrous there on that main straight to make up for the slight mistake I'd made. So, yeah. Let's move on to the next car. So, Camaro Lim race cars are next option. I figured out that I was wrong, and it wasn't the 1.05 version of the Spec 2 mod that only has the aspiration glitch. It's 1.05 was the last one where the glitch was present, and my dumbass forgot to buy softs for this car, so I'm gonna go do that now. Alright, now we have the correct tires on it. The racing softs here, as you can see, 1200 horsepower because it has stage 3 NA tune and a turbocharger on it. I think it's the only real car that's like you could use in the GT World Championship that can actually truly benefit off of this. adjust these gears real quick because I don't have traction. That should help out a little bit. Damn, you're doing 230 into turn 1. What was the timer? Wow. It was okay. That's a big difference. Camaro LM might actually, wow, it might be useful. That puts a smile on my face because it sounds good too. It doesn't sound like a Miata like it used to in the vanilla version. Wow. I mean, sure, it does understeer. It could use some work on the handling, but holy crap. That thing was just moving down the straight. Good lord. Now this is a car I've always liked, but I've never really seen be useful within the game. Lister Storm V12 race car. It makes a decent bit of power, honestly, I would say. Gets the standard 3853, you know, the government issue downforce, as I'm going to call it. But without further ado, let's see how this thing gets on. That is woeful. That is woeful. I gotta see if I can quickly try and do something about that on the suspension front, you know. Raise the ride height, because as we all know, that's how you make cars handle good in old Gran Turismo games. And then make the hose stiff as hell, and see if making the hose stiff as hell helps, because yes. I'm just tuning with my limited knowledge of tuning from playing GT7, which is stiffen the hoe and pray. Look at this list. Seconds slower than the F1 GTR. Oh, yeah, the Lister Storm is, cheeks. Dude, the Camaro LM is honestly a front runner for what I'm going to use. Alright, next up, back into the, LM race car shuffle. Nismo GTR LM concept makes a very formidable 1,084 horsepower, so it's very formidable. And it also has a 7-speed, fully sequential, automatic sort of transmission thing. So it's got quick shift. Whoa! It 121. It swamped the Camaro. Absolutely diabolical. 1.7 seconds quicker. That GTR legit could clap the Group C cars around here. Jaw-dropping performance from the GTR LM concept. Wow. I think, honestly, that, like, sequential sort of automatic gearbox thing really helps, because there is no shift time. It's just gear, 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 gear. It's like having an extra 200 horsepower when accelerating. Just gear, 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 gear. I don't even know what else I had that I was gonna test. That one took me by surprise entirely. I was like, wow. Alright, let's see if I had any other race cars I wanted to use. No, I don't want to use the Escudo. I don't want to use an LMP. I want to use something unorthodox. That's surprisingly good. Formula Gran Turismo would win by country mile. However, out of curiosity, I almost want to see how much quicker it is. Oh, the Esperante GTR 1. I never see this thing get used. When does anybody use this thing? When do people ever use this? I mean, I know it's been in the game. Oh, it really looks mentally incapacitated in the garage. I've never thought of the Esperante to be the prettiest looking car ever, but I don't hate it. I don't think it's insanely good looking. And yes, I did use the cheap, not that's pre-oil change, so it's still going to be, I would have thought this thing would have been super harsh. It's still going to be somewhere in the high 900 range. I don't think it'll be quicker than the GTR on Warzone, unless it legitimately just has more downforce. This thing, I'm pretty sure, raced in the, this is the GTR, this is GT1, not GTS. It didn't race with a Viper in the foreground, which are two other cars I could use. I think the Viper probably would have been. But I like that GTR. As much as I like the Camaro and the fact that the Camaro did 230, that GTR is better. Those seamless shifts are just wicked. Unmatched level of crazy. The reason it's quicker than the F1 GTR, all I gotta do is just fix the gears, make the gears even longer, so that, you know, I have traction in seconds, and that's when just absolutely flat cheeks. I would love to use that GTR. Absolutely would. Since I've made a video out of this, you all got to see live me deciding which car was the best by testing, and that GTR, it's crazy. But it is only fair to give this Panos a chance. Does it get the government issue downforce? It does get government issue downforce. Look at that. It does not get the special treatment. That's the gear trick. I like to lengthen the gears. The first few gears need to be longer to help with traction since I don't have TCS the Esperante, don't mess around. This thing is wicked. GTR 1 would have put it in the same category effectively as the McLaren F1. It's a GT1 car. And its gears are too short, so we're just going to lower the final drive a little bit more. Yeah, that should just about do the trick. Well, even then, I think I could probably get away with a little bit. Yeah, that's good enough. First gear isn't going to be useful. It's kind of hard to make first gear useful in any of these cars. 6 speeds or 5 speeds. The way it is. Gotta use first gear for this. say no. I'll give it a second. I'm going to go through the faster than the F1 GTR. Just barely, and I mean just narrowly beat the Camaro LM, to be honest. It beat the Camaro LM by 8 tenths, but still lost to the GTR by one full second practically. So yeah, we're gonna use that GTR, I think. Well, yeah, I don't see any reason why not to at this point. It seems like a given. Well, then I guess I have nothing else to say other than, we used the wrong damn GTR. Say hello to your new competitor. This thing's gonna absolutely clap cheeks. Let me, let's go and fix the gears. By making the first few a bit longer, so that I'm not, you know, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th. I think 7th is a little too long now, and the first few are too short, if you catch my drift. So we make 7th gear as short as possible, and then adjust the final drive to where it still disappears. Okay, like that. Then I can sort of start adjusting these few gears sort of accordingly. 4th kind of accordingly. But those still need to be as long as effing possible. Okay, now let's see what it does. Let's give it a let's do a nitrous lap. See what it calls for. Second gear still is not long enough. Okay, good to know. Second gear needs to be longer than 100 miles an hour. Good gravy. At that point, if I go any farther, I'm going to be sacrificing top speed just so that I can use second gear occasionally. second gear is legitimately just a problem for this car. If you spin it in second, you can't just shift it. That's the one thing I can say about these seamless shift gears that can be a bit of a problem. It's not like, I'll spin to the tires, into third, and good. It's just third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh. There is no noticeable delay between shifts. So, I might have to put up with that as a problem. But, either way, whether or not I'm putting up with that as a problem is not a problem. And I'm going to say, yeah, I have faith in this car, and I'll see if I can find some kind of a setup guide to make it handle even better. And then we should be absolutely clapping cheeks in the GT World Championship. But till then, I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day.